And we'll continue with The House Like a Lotus by Madeleine L'Engle. Stubbly grass was prickling against my cheek, and a hand moved gently across my hair. I opened my eyes and looked up at Zachary. Have a nice nap? I sat and pushed my fingers through my hair. I guess I'm not quite over jet lag yet. Sandy says it takes a day for each hour. Sandy? Who's Sandy? He asked suspiciously. My uncle. He and Aunt Rhea are coming into Athens tomorrow, late afternoon, I think. Are you going to ditch me for them? We do have plans. Well, will you at least spend the day with me, Sleeping Beauty? I probably looked a mess with grass marks on my cheek and my hair sticking out in all directions, and here he was asking me to spend another day with him. I'd love to spend the day with you. You cried out in your sleep, Zachary said. Listen, about whoever it was who hurt you, remember, I've been hurt too. It's not a nice feeling. It takes the already shaky ego and shrivels it, like putting a match to a plastic bag. I'm not pushing you, Polly, but it really might help if you talked about it. I shook my head. Thanks, Zach. I don't want to talk about it till I have it all sorted out. Sometimes talking helps sort things out. I'm not ready. You talk if you want to. I'm sorry you got hurt. I do care. You do, don't you? Thanks, Paul. But I'm a selfish bastard, and I deserved anything I got. I lived by sophomoric mores. Number one all the way. In my world, love affairs were taken with incredible seriousness, which ought to mean at least an expectation of permanence, doesn't it? Ha! Totally serious can mean a few days, and then along comes someone over the horizon who has more money or more prestige, and whoops, musical chairs change partners. You know how at cocktail parties the person you're talking to is looking over your shoulder in case there's somebody more important to talk to? I'd never been to a cocktail party. In my world, they're looking over your shoulder while they're making love, and it's musical chairs again. He sounded bitter. Are you talking from experience? I asked. Pretty Paul? In experience, I am old enough to be your grandfather. He put his head down on my lap, and I ran my fingers through his silky black hair. Another first for me. I was amazed at how natural it seemed. You're lucky, Red, he said. My parents don't know anything about trust. They never trusted each other, and they never trusted me, and I've never trusted them, and your parents trust you enough to let you come to Greece all alone, not because they want to get rid of you, but because they trust you. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Even though my parents didn't know I was in Greece all alone, their trust in me and in the rest of us was indeed pretty incredible, and that trust had been betrayed, and I hoped they'd never have to know the extent to which it had been betrayed. Part of growing up, I was discovering, was learning that you did not have to tell your parents everything. Did Mother and Daddy carry trusting us to an extreme? What choice did they have? The three little ones were the only ones young enough to be monitored 24 hours a day. Den was in junior high, the rest of us in high school. We did have curfews, and if there was a valid reason we couldn't make them, they trusted us to phone. When Zan and Kate were late, twice without calling, they were given a 10 p.m. curfew for the month, which meant no going to Cowpertown after school hours. From their point of view, that was only an inch away from capital punishment. They complained the entire time, but they kept the curfew. If I'm a slow developer, Kate's a rapid one. I knew that she'd gone a lot further with boys than I had. Not that I'd had much chance, and that this concerned Mother and Daddy. And sometimes Zan seemed older as well as taller than I. But how much did Mother and Daddy know about String Bean Zan? He was already 6'3", good-looking, and a little arrogant. And he brought home straight A's and was star of the basketball team and president of his class. But did they know him? And how much did they really know about me? When I went out with Rennie, Mother and Daddy knew what our plans were, whether we were going to drive, whether Rennie had borrowed a boat. They probably suspected that Rennie kissed me goodnight, but did they trust us blindly? How could Max ever trust anybody again after what her father did? And yet she trusted. And I knew that there wasn't any other way to live. You simply cannot go around sniffing suspiciously at everyone and everything, expecting the worst. At least Mother and Daddy couldn't, and, by gene and precept, neither could I. People are trustworthy only by virtue of being trusted, Daddy had once said. Having your parents trust you is a pretty heavy burden. On the other hand, I trusted my parents. What are you thinking? Zachary asked. Oh, trusting people, letting them down. Zachary patted my thigh. I can't imagine you letting anybody down. I ran my fingers through my hair again. You don't know me very well, the thought flashed across my mind. that I had let Max down. I pushed it away. Zachary yawned. We'd better be getting back to town. I've made reservations on the roof of the Hilton. We'll have drinks outside first, and I've reserved a window table. The view is better than the food, though the food's not bad, rather bland to please unexperimental Americans. You can even get a hamburger. He eased out of my lap, stood up, held out his hand to me, then took one finger and touched my cheek. So soft, he murmured with the tip of his finger. He circled my eyes, then leaned toward me and kissed me. I pulled away and started toward the car. What's the matter? He asked. You know our chemistry's explosive. Chemistry is not enough. Why not? I didn't answer. If you gave in once, why not now when you know things are really fizzing between us? I said, clenching my jaw, chemistry's not enough. I picked up the picnic basket and put it in the car. Zachary ran after me. Hey, wait up. Was I being offensive? You might call it that. Well, listen, Paul. Hey, listen, I'm really sorry, okay? Okay? I still sounded pretty chilly. You're going to have dinner with me tonight. I'll be good. Promise, okay? I've never met anyone like you. And I've learned, honest I have, it's a mistake for me to think you're going to react like anyone else. I don't want you to. I like you the way you are. So you will have dinner. Sure, dinner will be fine. I'd never had anyone pleading to have dinner with me before. If I needed affirmation, Zachary was providing it. And we'll pause there.